Ang third problem ay data interpretation. So it is important to understand where each piece of data comes from and how may be best used. Okay, so take note how may be best used. So for example, if the data comes from the social media, it is necessary to decipher the customer's needs first. Dapat malalaman mo kung ano talaga yung kailangan ng customer. So understand the data in a proper context. Okay? So many organizations fail to relate the data in its proper context. And so they have to pay for the price for the same as at the end of the analysis. Okay. So data visualization or presentation of information in a graphical or pictorial format makes it easier to understand information, and it is a key tool to interpret data. Okay? So ang challenge, ang problema ay yung pagkuha ng tamang picture kung ano talaga yung customer need. Okay? So data interpretation is a big problem in big data. Next, data cleansing. Closely related to interpreting the data is cleansing the data. So raw data on the data that comes in many may not have appropriate header. Okay. Many might have incorrect data types, or many might contain unknown or unwanted characters. Okay, so it is therefore important to modify the raw data to get rid of this discrepancy. Right? So for consistency's sake, so many organizations underestimate the magnitude of this task and fail to make adequate provisions for the same. So in fact, it takes more time to clean the data than to perform the statistical analysis on it. So, ang sabi dito, pag minsan, mas mahirap pa yung pag-cleanse ng data kesa sa pag-analyze. Okay, kasi nga, madaming inappropriate headers. What else? Incorrect data types or unwanted characters. Ang pang top 5 daw ay a technical challenge related to the processor. So big data is invariably requires high processing power. Graphics processor units do the job well than traditional CPUs or central processing units. Okay. GPUs cost a lot less than CPUs, but the problem is that the difficulty in programming GPUs. Mahirap mag-program ng graphical processing units. So unless AMD and NVIDIA or even Intel resolves this technical complexity of programming to GPU, this difficulty is associated with big data analytic programming is likely to stay. Ito, ano naman ang solusyon? Simply, solution is an action or process of solving a problem. So, basically, it's an answer to a problem. At ito yung concrete example natin kanina. Para dun sa problem kanina. Pagka financial, you are going to emphasize the lower price point. You are going to highlight the average savings of your client base. Okay, your client base. So then use language that reiterates better return on investment. Alright? So ito naman ang solution sa productivity. You highlight the reductions in wasted time experienced by current customers, and you are going to emphasize the ease of use features. Okay, kagaya ng paggamit ng centralized dashboard. Okay, sa process naman, you're going to mention the current integrations with existing product or services. So you are going to highlight how your product or service can make typically difficult time intensive tasks now becomes easier. Okay, sa support naman, you help the prospect feel like a partner by highlighting your aftermarket support, like using the words as, we, right? Para ma-feel nila na sa solution, kasama ka. At ito na yung market procedure. First, you're going to gather points of comparison. But then, you have to, so in this stage, you have to compare how different researchers define the segmented market. You contrast internal and external estimates for market size, market growth, market share, okay, to arrive with an accurate conclusion. You're going to combine multiple points of view rather than relying on one. Okay? Para maiwasan yung knowledge gaps, misinformation, and systemic bias. So that's first. Again, you have to gather points of comparison. Second, you deepen your knowledge of the market. Like, validate numbers and understand the why behind the data. Where is the market going? So what are the major market trends, drivers, and inhibitors to growth? What technologies or materials are going to gaining traction or gaining power? Okay, so are there adjacent opportunities to pursue? Meron ka bang ibang ipa-follow? Right? Ang third is that you're going to assess the competitive landscape, wherein you get a different points of view to better understand your company's position. So, like, how do you stack up against the market? Who are the key players? And who are the biggest competitors? What companies are disrupting the market? What research? Okay. Market research can also provide information on private companies that is otherwise difficult to gather. At ito na yung pang-apat. You are going to fill in the gaps, of course, of consumer knowledge by exploring new products and categories and how consumers are using them. You are going to create a story about consumer trends, and you are going to quantify opportunities. Understand how customer habits and motivations are changing, and you are going to evaluate the role of technology in influencing the consumer behavior. And finally, you are going to disseminate insights across the organization. So it's not just or it's not enough that you have gathered the knowledge, the insights. It's also important that you are going to disseminate the insights across organizations. Okay, so you use the market research as a means to educate the employees at different levels. You incorporate the information into sales meeting presentations, marketing, and new product development initiatives. Okay, and then you're going to um, use that insight as well during executive reviews and strategic planning sessions. Okay, as a final word, how the marketplace is being perceived. Ayan. Yun daw yung sabi ng third-party research nila sa readings na ito. Okay, and then it provides an inside track on what is happening. So, when making important business decisions, you use market research. Okay? Because it is the deciding factor on what or whether or not to make a green light or you're going to kill that switch. Alright, so that's it for now. Bye and God bless.